Welcome back to the channel, guys. Another day of shelling corn. Monday, November 13th, I believe. Yeah, Monday 13th. We are having a heck of a time with wet corn. So we are gonna try and get the heat hooked up to this drying bin. So this is a 6,000 bushel drying bin, stir-rator, and heat with a 7.5 horse fan, I believe. So we're gonna try and knock off a couple points off of it and see what happens. We are down in down shelling corn in E.A.B County, and it is muddy. So stay tuned. Not gonna guarantee it, but odds are pretty good we're gonna end up with something stuck today. Stay tuned. Well, it's getting into evening. I have not filmed much because this is what we're dealing with. So things are a little sketchy, but we haven't been stuck yet. Beautiful sunset. So we're just gonna keep sending it. I will catch up with you guys if things get interesting, but I'm gonna hope they don't. I don't want to start right by the slough, so we're gonna go crossways into these rows for a little bit and opening up headlands. I start away from it and then work my way into the low spot. We are getting it about half done, but yeah, we'll go from there. I'm kind of distracted, so I'm just leaving you guys behind the seat, but hopefully tomorrow we can get some more footage. It's dark out, beautiful evening. Full cart for the morning, so we're ahead of schedule, and now I gotta walk about a half a mile in the dark to the truck out by the road. So actually this is an 80, so it's a half mile, and I'm about 2/3, so not quite a half a mile. We will see what the bin site looks like tonight, maybe an update back there. Otherwise, we'll catch you in the morning. This is what they call improvising. Not cooking food, we're cooking corn. See what happens. So I'll walk over here and show you guys what we had to do. And then we ended up not having to do it, but it'll be a good backup. Thermometer I showed you in the previous clip was to replace the one that was in this bin. It was stuck, but I ended up unsticking it. So, just enough fan pressure. So that's the new one I put in. I like the old one a lot better because it's a lot bigger, easier to read. So this is what we have. 6,500 bushel bin with stir-rators. You can hear them running, or at least I can. And a burner fan, axial flow. So we have not used this. It was on the farm when we bought it. But this fall, we're in emergency mode with corn moisture. So we had a new line put in underneath the driveway to propane tank. So we're gonna finish filling this bin today. And with any luck, this evening, we'll be pouring heat to it, cooking corn. We gotta go finish down in the mud after this last field. That'll be it for E.A.B County, and we have some left in Mille Lacs County, E.A.B County, but we're winding down. probably about halfway. Gonna have a beautiful week. They're talking 62 for a high today, and 50s all week. So let's see if we can knock out the acres. We ain't gonna finish, but let's have a good week.
Another field getting wrapped up.
Well, that's one off the books. That feels good. Camera don't do it justice. But there was a lot of water in the corn stalks, the corn rows. Left quite a few ruts out here. Probably gonna have to wait to tillage till we get about a 2-inch frost. Then it usually goes pretty good. This field, it's kind of a shame because I've been doing minimum tillage out here for 3 or 4 years now. And you can really see we're getting some progress because the field's got a base. If this was ripped or chisel plowed, we'd have been easily stuck. It's crazy what the soil structure does. I mean, as far as holding you up. That is it for Isanti County for 2023. We are gonna get a game plan up here once we unload the cart, and get a game plan on, talk it over with Amanda, my wife, where we want to move next. It's either, 18 miles north or 6-7 miles to the west, but we are just about full up at home, so gotta wait for some corn to dry to ship some out. Getting down there, and getting to be a numbers game. So as you can see, all these sloughs, there's 3 sloughs in this field, and they are all overflowing with water. So might have to come down here. I know we are wet from rain, but I almost think we got a beaver dam somewhere holding up this water. So we might have to come down here and investigate. Anyways, almost out to the road. Dump the grain cart into the wagon and have a meeting of the minds. Last load out of this field. So we decided to head north, knock out that hail damaged field before we get any more snow. The standability has actually been pretty good, but you just never know this time of year. It's actually really windy lately. So I'm afraid if we get some heavy wet snow on it, get some wind, it might knock down just because stock quality just ain't there from the hail damage. So we're gonna go by the farm and then 11-12 miles north of there up into the hills and knock that one out. And that will be the end of Kanabec County, I believe. I'd have to step back and think about that. And then beyond the Mille Lacs County corn. Neighbors are going. Everybody's kind of starting to wind down, the bigger guys. It's been a good harvest. Luckily we haven't had any rain lately because the ground can't take any more of it. We are also only about 100 acres behind the combine on fall tillage. And I got 80-90 loads of manure hull. So we're on top of that. All our concrete is cleaned off, ready to stockpile over the winter. So we're doing pretty dang good, considering. Give us another week or two of good weather, and we'd be pretty much wrapped up. So till then, we're gonna keep on keeping on. I see they keep taking out and putting back in snow in the forecast next week. Another 2 to 4 inches. But beautiful today. I mean, there's no sun, but it's at least 61 degrees. Well, that's a different view. As I said earlier in the year, I've never had hailed on corn. That is some shredded corn leaves. It's almost like they held the leaves better because they're shredded and maybe died when they're still green. Most of the corn, the tops and the leaves have all fallen off. But I will say I'm getting a lot more trash in the combine. I'll probably open my deck plates a little bit. I got them tightened up because I was on a sandy hill back there. But we're taking off the headlands. And honestly, she's coming to the combine pretty good. So keep on going and see how this field does. It's a decent sized field. Ain't gonna get it done today. It's about 2 o'clock Tuesday. I think I'll open up one load. Amanda's coming up with New Holland and the wagon. We'll shell off a wagon load quick, 700 bushels, and then we'll bring that back. We got to switch augers around. We got to get the grain cart back from down south, so we got to bring that up here. That's gonna, by the time we switch stuff around, it's gonna be dark. How she goes. Progress. Forward progress is the most important thing. So, a really bad spot right here. But it gets good. This ground's really variable up here. But honestly, for the conditions, it's looking better than expected. I don't know if I can do this, but we're gonna try. Might embarrass myself doing a corner on camera. I love planting corners without squaring them off, because I really do see the difference in deer damage. So versus normally square a corner off and have a 90-degree corner, but it seems like the deer like to come in on the corners and just walk right down the rows. And I've heard and seen on this in my life. Anyways, I'm a firm believer of if you can just keep going around the corner and have rounded corners, the deer damage is way less. But obviously, if you're along the highway or you have sharp, less than like 45-degree angle or stuff, you're not going to be able to plant around it with a 12-row planter, so you're going to have to square it off. Just like up here, it's a really tight 90. So I do believe I did square this off. I'm gonna need to set you down. Well, we're back. It's the next day. I don't know, 2 in the afternoon. I think we got 5 loads out, loading our 6th. So not setting any records, but forward progress. It's the name of the game this year. So we're up in long runs and running right at 3 miles an hour. This is the hail damaged corn. To be honest, I don't know what the hail took out of it. I don't think we lost much yield from the hail. We lost more for the drought. It is better than I expected because I was expecting the worst. So we are going to keep plugging away. Sick of this daylight savings. Since the time change, it gets dark so dang early. So it seems like you're doing everything in the dark these days. Days are getting shorter. It's that time of year. And love corn harvest, having fun. But part of me is ready to be done and have the white stuff on the ground and be able to ride snowmobile and feed cows and put this year to bed. This has been, I keep saying it, but man, the years are getting rougher. We're bound to get water one of these years, aren't we? Carts at the end of the field, low on help. Really wouldn't do us any good because we're so far running corn back to the farm to dry it. So I'm easily filling the cart before she gets back anyways. So it really wouldn't speed much up unloading on the go. Mommy hauling corn? Yeah. Is she doing a good job this year? Yeah. What would we do without her? I don't know. Just wrecked it. Yeah. Oh well, guys, we're going to keep going back and forth. I'll let you keep posted, let you know if anything interesting happens. And I was thinking of doing a bin site tour. So it's nothing to brag about, not much, but if you guys want to see it, let us know. Well, as you guys can see, I ain't going all that low with the corn head. But I'm going to show you why rock traps on combines are important even if you're not running beans. I didn't think it was necessary on a corn machine. I don't know if you guys are going to see it. What happened? We sucked up a rock. I'll finish cleaning this out.
There's a rock in it?
Yeah, there's a rock in the combine. I don't know why, but this is a fun job. Second time this year.
You didn't get it out.
Hopefully. What are you laughing at?
Did you?
I got it right here. Second time this year I sucked up a rock with the corn head. It's always something, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my. Well, we're back. Like I said, second time this year. I've never had an issue, but second time this year picking up a rock with corn head. So I'm not running it all that low. You guys can see out there the stub was easily 8 to 10, 12 inches tall maybe. Anyways, I luckily caught that one before it even got into the rock trap. I heard it in the feeder house. Because when you got all this residue coming in, you're never really going to see them. So I shut off the feeder real quick before it even got to the rock trap. As you can see, I don't know if the footage showed up, but when I pulled it up, it was actually right above the rock trap, right by the rock beater. So rock traps are not useless in corn. Quick 12, 15 minute, and we're back up and running, so guy really can't complain. But it was just enough time for the wagon to catch up. So back and forth. Well, I lost my partner in crime. Sun setting. Yeah, we probably got 45 minutes left. This is the last load for the day because we are hauling on a state highway and traffic's going to start getting really bad. So instead of having problems, we're just going to shut down and go back to the bin site, make sure everything is in order. Shouldn't have to switch augers around yet. Ended up being a really beautiful day today. The sun was out today, it wasn't yesterday. Less wind. So, thinking the guys still on soybeans are taking every bit of sun and wind that they can get. There's a lot of beans left in the area. What do you do? So, got a few rounds of the long rows left. I don't know, maybe 10 acres left of short rows. Put a real hurting on this farm in 2 days. Plants just, they look funny from the hail damage. They're just, like I said, they got really shredded. And it's like it shut the plant down, but yet everything stayed onto it. And there is in spots a lot of goosenecked and down corn. So it's a good thing we came up here and are getting this before the weather turns, because I mean, even with all this leaf matter, I think it would catch a lot of snow and I don't think it would shed it very fast. It's like we're in store for another beautiful harvest sunset. Look even better if you weren't trying to look through my dirty windows. I got a half a hopper to top off this grain cart, and let the combine cool down and wait for my chariot to arrive. You'll never work a day in your life if you love what you do. That's how that saying goes, but it's not completely true. There are days that are work, but wouldn't trade it for anything. I don't know, I'd have to tally it up. We're gonna be right around that 100-acre mark left. And then we do have 35 acres, that 35-acre custom job we planned. I take that off every year. That's my dad's piece. So I put it in and take the crop off, and everything works out in the end. So we'll probably do that last. I don't know, it's still pretty wet. A lot of our corn is still 20 to 22, and that's why this is taking so long, just to get it processed and everything that comes with it. But I'm seriously thinking about giving a bin site tour. Like I said, it isn't much, but if you guys want to see it, let me know. So, see if I can get this lined up on camera. If I spill, it's all your guys' fault. You guys are distracting me. So, I can't believe this corn is running in the 17s, and it flows so much better. All year we've really been able to stack it, but you can see it's really flowing to the edges this time. You know, I wouldn't complain about dry corn, but it is amazing on how much more head shatter you get. So, and that is that. I could fit a few more bushels in the corner, but it's not worth it. I like having the combine hopper empty at night, so I don't like leaving corn on the tank augers, cross augers. I don't know if I mentioned it in the other video, but if you guys ever wonder, you non-farmers wonder why stuff is parked a certain way, yeah, it looks good and lined up nice, but there's a rhyme or a reason. We always try and face our equipment either south or better yet east, actually perfect world southeast, but that way the sun, as it comes up, it melts the frost or the dew off your windows right away the first thing in the morning, versus if you had it facing away, you show up with frosty or wet windows. And if you're an early riser and you're really pushing, you'll have frosty and wet windows anyways. But typically by the time we're done with cattle chores and chores around the bin site, the frost or the dew is warmed up or off the windows. Well, that's the next day. November 16th, Thursday. Waiting for Amanda to show up. Came to the field, got everything running, warmed up. Waiting for her to show up, and we'll dump the first load that I loaded last night in the grain cart. Dump that in the wagon. And probably only 2 more loads, and this farm will be done. Another check mark for the year. So, it is a windy day, but it's probably 62 degrees, 61 degrees. So it is pretty nice out. I'm actually in a t-shirt. So looks like this weather isn't going to last long. Next week's going to get cold. So last night I got done combining, got back to the bin site. We had a blowing V-belt on the stirrator in the grain bin. So I had to shut the burner off, left the fan on to cool it overnight. Ran and got parts this morning, got that belt on, and got everything back up and going. So we got a little bit of a late start today, but we should still be able to get this field done. Like I said, there's only 2 loads, but I do gotta call it quits early because I gotta haul a load of alfalfa down south of the cities. So that's a few hour drive. So I'm hoping we can finish this, and then tomorrow we'll leave everything shut down, and we got to get a bunch of corn stalks made. They're calling rain on Monday, so we got to focus on some bedding, and then I'll be back to shelling corn after that. Other than that, just a waiting game. She should be here. We left at the same time, so she should be here in 15, 20 or so. What do you think, Courtney?
I don't know.
Did we load Mom up with the grain cart?
Yeah.
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 Are you having fun this harvest?
Yeah.
Yeah? How much fun?
2.
Too much fun?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So we're back to shelling. I'll show you guys something you don't see in every cornfield. It's kind of a pain being the farmer, but it is kind of neat on the other hand. Right at the top of this hill here, it sucks to farm around, but there's some serious waterfall hunters that hunt this piece. So they got a dug in, I don't know, dug in blind, I guess you would call it. And I believe they even have a propane heater in the bottom of that. And you can sit out here all day and warm. You're not laying down in a cold wet cornfield. So that's something neat. like I said, it is kind of a pain to farm around, but if that's what floats your boat, I mean, that'd sure be one way to hunt them. Well, that's another one. Another check mark to add to the list. Another farm done. And with that, that's going to end this video. We're going to focus on corn stalks, and if I get to it or feel like it, I will try and bring you guys along for that process. So, thanks for watching these videos, guys. Continue the support, and please like, comment, subscribe, and follow along.